The real estate industry underwent a significant transformation in 2024 with the implementation of new national regulations requiring real estate agents to obtain a written contract before representing buyers or sellers. This change is part of an effort to increase transparency, accountability, and professionalism within the real estate process. If you're a buyer or seller in today's market, you may be hearing terms like buyer agency agreement or listing agreement more frequently. But what do these agreements mean, and how do they affect you? This article will explain the purpose of these contracts, what they include, your rights as a client, and the options available to you. Why the change? Historically, many real estate agents worked informally with buyers or sellers without requiring a written agreement. This often led to misunderstandings about the agent's role, compensation, and obligations. In response to legal challenges and growing demands for transparency, the National Association of Realtors Registered Trademark (NAR) and regulatory agencies introduced a mandatory requirement in 2024 for written contracts between agents and their clients. The primary goals of this change are to 1. Enhance consumer protection. Formal agreements ensure that buyers and sellers understand the services they are receiving and the costs involved. 2. Increase transparency. Contracts clearly outline how agents are compensated, removing confusion about commission structures. 3. Promote professional accountability. Written agreements create enforceable expectations for agents, holding them to a higher standard of service. 4. Resolve legal concerns. The change addresses lawsuits and criticisms regarding agent compensation practices and fiduciary duties. What is a buyer agency agreement? A buyer agency agreement is a legally binding contract between a buyer and their real estate agent. It defines the working relationship, outlines the agent's responsibilities, and establishes how the agent will be compensated. Key elements of a buyer agency agreement. 1. Exclusive representation. The agreement typically gives the agent exclusive rights to represent the buyer during the home buying process. 2. Scope of services. The agent's duties, such as finding properties, scheduling showings, negotiating offers, and providing advice, are outlined in detail. 3. Duration. The agreement specifies the start and end dates of the relationship. 4. Compensation. It explains how the agent will be paid. Traditionally, the seller pays the buyer's agent commission, but buyers may also have to cover the fee if other arrangements are made. 5. Termination clause. The contract includes terms for terminating the agreement if either party is unsatisfied. 6. Client's obligations. The buyer agrees to work exclusively with the agent and disclose relevant financial information. What is a listing or seller agreement? A listing agreement is the equivalent contract for sellers, outlining the relationship between the seller and their listing agent. It specifies how the agent will market the property, manage showings, and negotiate with potential buyers. Key elements of a listing agreement. First, exclusive right to sell. Most agreements grant the agent exclusive rights to market and sell the property. Second, listing price. The contract includes the agreed-upon price at which the property will be marketed. Third, marketing plan. The agent commits to specific marketing efforts, such as online listings, professional photography, and open houses. Fourth, commission. The agreement defines the total commission percentage and how it will be split between the listing and buyer's agents. Fifth, contract duration. Like buyer agreements, listing agreements specify a time frame for the contract. And finally, seller's obligations. The seller agrees to provide access to the property, disclose material facts, and comply with legal requirements. Your rights as a client. As a client, you have several rights under these agreements to ensure fair treatment and accountability. First, right to transparency. You are entitled to a clear explanation of the services the agent will provide, the costs involved, and how they will be paid. Second, right to terminate. Most agreements include a termination clause, allowing you to end the relationship if the agent fails to meet expectations. Third, right to informed consent. Agents must disclose any conflicts of interest, dual agency relationships, and compensation details. Fourth, right to negotiate terms. You can negotiate the duration of the agreement, commission rates, and other terms before signing. And fifth, right to refuse. You are not obligated to sign an agreement if you are not comfortable with the terms. However, agents are now required to secure a written agreement before representing you. Options for clients. First, let's talk about exclusive agreements. Most buyer agency agreements and listing agreements are exclusive, meaning the agent is solely responsible for representing you. This ensures focused attention, but also means you cannot work with other agents during the contract term. Next, we have non-exclusive agreements. In some cases, non-exclusive agreements are available. These allow you to work with multiple agents but may limit the level of service provided. Lastly, let's discuss negotiated commission structures. If you're a buyer, you may encounter scenarios where the seller's offered commission does not fully cover your agent's fees. In these cases, you can negotiate directly with your agent to determine how the difference will be handled. For buyers and sellers, these agreements are designed to protect you by formalizing the agent's responsibilities and ensuring transparency. While this may seem like an additional step, it ultimately fosters a more professional and informed relationship between you and your agent. Benefits for buyers. You gain a dedicated advocate who is contractually obligated to prioritize your interests. You'll have a clear understanding of your agent's role and compensation. Benefits for sellers. Your agent is committed to marketing your property effectively and negotiating the best possible deal. The agreement holds the agent accountable for fulfilling their promises. The 2024 requirement for written contracts represents a major shift in the real estate industry. By formalizing relationships between agents and clients, these agreements create clarity, accountability, and trust. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, understanding the terms of these contracts and your rights is essential for a successful real estate transaction. If you're entering the market, take the time to review any agreement carefully, ask questions, and ensure you're comfortable with the terms before signing. By doing so, you'll be better equipped to navigate the real estate process with confidence. Call Dr. Brian Jones today with the team of Ryan & Brian. We can help with any real estate needs in Kansas or Missouri. 866-448-8735. Or call or text at 913-568-4300. Brokered by Platinum Realty, we are here to help.